with your gamer host, Tintin! Wow, never has a description been more accurate. Let's see here. Okay, so we are starting out today with a completely new layout for the SGDC thingamajig. And we have it right here. So, for starters, we have some pretty sad news from Marianna Leppason. So if she can just come right up here. And I think we do this to change the screen. Oh yeah. Show your stuff. Show your stuff, Marianna. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's... I wish this was part of the... Okay, here you go.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Okay, so this will be my last SGDC for a while because I am going back to Estonia. This has been my longest visit so far. I came here in December, and yeah, I haven't been back to Estonia a lot, just like for a bit. And I thought I would just talk about what I did last week and then say goodbye. Last week at this SGDC, we released a demo for Quarter, which has been my passion project for the last year. And since then, we had some nice things happen, like some people saw it and added the game to their library, and some people even played it. And there was like a Estonian podcaster who played it, and it just like randomly happened. That someone actually like put the picture from the game in the news. Yes, I just show very briefly to prove that
1996 sai demo, mida ma mängisin. Ja kui oleks vaja nagu sellist back of the box quote'i, siis põhimõtteliselt oleks Unpacking meets Silent Hill for the Room.
Ma ei tea, see mängu pealkiri tekitab kohe minust siukse ebameeldiv tunde, et siuke...
Yeah, they're just saying how uncomfortable they feel about the game, but they were mostly positive, but in like a joking way they said like, yeah, apartment blocks and things. It's like they caught the vibe of like, yeah, it's cute, but it's also like, I like horror. Also we're coming up this week with a small demo update and uploading it to itch as well. So look out for that. And other things, I took a break and we went to Göteborg and got too crazy about magic cards and spent some money. And I also finished the project kind of getting the posters into Portal Sun. It still needs a renovation, apparently leaky pipe and stuff, so I won't be here to finish that, but other people will take over. But now all of the posters that you guys made are in frames and they're just waiting. Also, I made some pastries today, if you want, they're in the dining hall. And I made a quick prototype of a new game. It's a tile placing game with bunnies. The day bunny is going to the hairdresser, but the bunny of the night is going to defeat monsters in the dungeons. And I might test it out tomorrow as well. We did a little test with Hari and Niels, and I think I will change some rules and maybe bring it to playtesting tomorrow. So if you want to check it out. And questions?
When will you be back?
I don't know. Other. No. Bye.
Well, so as you can hear, that was some pretty sad news. Although I have to say that the pastries and the Gothenburg trip look delicious. We're going to go right ahead with a certain Probst who has the topic of climbing a tower.
Wonderful. Today in uniform because I felt like hat is required now. Where am I? Here's the angry cat. Let's see if I set it up correctly. And let's get the timer running so I know if I'm on time or not.
Oh, I have one here.
Ah yeah, it's just for me. Like, for that 3. Okay. Well then. Are we? You geese. Am I going? No, I'm not insane. So, Tower Climb. It has been a while since I've showed an update on the thing I'm working on, which is still the tower that you climb up in first person, and it's like the getting over it vibes have been fired off a bit by now, but not completely. So, what was it that I last time promised? Like, if I show up here for SGDC again, I'm gonna have textures and fog and audio, and yeah, we're gonna see if that's actually true, but like, that was a valid goal back then. And then I like looked at how lighting works in Unreal, I'm like, oh, like, it shouldn't be purple and white, and like, that's maybe a problem, maybe I should, yeah, sure, I can do that. Yeah, I mean, we have a large house, giving a quick tour, and then, next thing, where were we? Oh god, I'm all over. Oh yes, right, lights. And then I figured out, okay, sky atmosphere. If I can switch that on and off, I can like get the editor to look like the game, which was a problem I had before, but was like, this is how it looks in game. And then like the way it looked in editor was way different. But once I turned that one off, I actually got to like very quickly prototype stuff. Like, it is way too dark right now, but it works for getting the moody atmosphere, right? And then it's like, I'm seeing like, okay, what's happening? Hey. Looking at stuff like, oh, okay, more stuff, but right now, before we get to that, I do love I don't know if anyone can see it, but the tiny use inverse square fall off thingy. Untaking that thing made lights work the way I want them to, which is like fantasy balls of light, not like realistic things that falls off way too long into the distance, which removed the, as I showed it earlier, like pink, white thingy. But yeah, someone wrote me. What was it? Oh yeah. Wasps? I can take care of wasps. We have a very reasonable response for wasps, but no, we're getting the experts. Like, I'm not touching that. Okay, so where was I? Right. No, wait. It's underground. Yeah, I was working with the lights, tested what happens if the tower is in a hole. Does it get too dark? The answer is yes, but like, it was interesting to see. And like, I already set up the landscape to like create a giant like thing above it, and was like, yeah, I can use that. I can do like a windswept plane that, I can't. That looks like a weird sex shop. So no, we're putting it in a hill hole somewhere. And that one looked great on the photo until you were in first person and were looking around, and it's just like, there's nothing to give you scale. So as a player, it looks like it's a very small ditch, and like you could not reach the end of that, and like it would take you a minute to walk up. But it did not look like that. It was like, okay, either I now create an entire scenery around it, or I just put it on a hill and then give up and just decide that the landscape will be dark and you can't see it. And that's what I went with. And then it's like, awesome. Yeah, that's very helpful with getting me back on track. What do we do with a leaky pipe? You know what? Yeah, we just don't use the toilet. We just keep going, and it's like, oh yeah, wait, where's the floating orbs? Yeah, it should be dark. And I figured out that with very simple tools, like this is like the work in progress, I could create like giant eyes that just stare at you. And because players feel like they're being stared at, their eyes like kind of follow them without moving, because like people just feel like they're following them. It's weird. I'll make them follow the player in the future. For now, it's just your paranoia, and that works apparently. And then I was like, oh, the player can like see the eyes only if they're outside the tower. So I need more stuff outside the tower. So there's like a veranda thing, like a round circle thing, and another one, and like stairs, and 4 areas and bridges, and I feature creeped it again. But I feature cubed it already, so like I don't do some more, like just like the cage reaching up so that players can't jump out of it, because that at least confined the play space. And while I was doing that, it was like, oh yeah, sure, that I can go to Germany and repair the kitchen back in Germany as well. Like that's fine. I'm happy to help. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, I have notes. Oh, that's not helpful. I mean, I have no, like, this was what I came back and was like, I knew I had written down what I needed to do. This was what past me had given me. I was like, thank you. I got it done eventually after like too long. And I figured out, okay, I have collectibles. They are now divided in the level. Now there's like drop-off points that don't have logic yet, but like you should be able to put stuff there. And there's collectibles in the level, like there are like red orbs. There's a lot of them. And then okay, yeah, sure, yes. Yeah, it is. It is. Hjalta's doing 2 chicken nuggets. I can get those and it will be fine, like, for now. And then, where was I? Oh, right. And now logic, the thing that I had been procrastinating on and, like, being back in Germany for a while has helped me regain some energy. So I was like, yeah, now, like, very basic logic is there. I can get a collectible. I can put it in a box to, like, do stuff. And now, yes. The end. There. Are there questions? Are there any questions?
Is the hallway still hungry?
Well, I haven't gotten a message yet, so I don't think so. Yes.
Your tower, you seem to like have some issues because you were trying to do like an inside and outside lighting setup at the same time. You said something about like the outside lights coming in, or there was something.
Yeah.
Did you consider doing like a transition of some sort?
My solution was just like there is no outside light anymore. There's just the points light I'm placing because that makes it more manageable and like just removes the problem. A transition would have been a smarter solution if I want to upscale it easier, but like for the confined thing it is, I think it works fine. Yeah. I don't know who was first, so I'm going just who's closer. You first.
Is the outfit related to the game?
No, I bought the hat yesterday, so I'm wearing it.
Okay.
I wish I had an excuse to combine it with the game, but it's like, it's not.
Question from chat.
Yes.
How is Stanley doing today?
How's Stanley doing today? I assume it's Remy asking. Stanley's doing fine. He had a lot of visitors today, so like he was actually way more relaxed than like when it's only like 1 or 2 people visiting. So that was good. Also just like, there's a lot of birds today outside, so Stanley was a lot bird watching. And you could see him from like the porch looking up and the cat just sitting in the window looking outside at the birds. So yeah, Stanley's doing good. Okay, back there.
How do you make being chaotic look so organized in your presentation?
You spent several hours fine crafting the level of chaos you put into it and rehearse it several times, and then it sometimes works. I cannot give you any more helpful advice on it.
So what's next with the project?
You spotted me not putting the slide in where I promised anything for next time. I'll just try to get to the things I promised last presentation and then see if I get to that. Because like for now, it's just to be very concrete. It's just like getting the lighting and like getting the collectibles working, then getting lights in, and then from then on out, I can like just the thing is like playtest ready, like completely testable. Then it's just like juice and making it nicer. So that's like the goal, getting like all the stuff in so I can just make it nice. Yeah, that looks like all the hands have been dealt with. Well.
Stanley is indeed doing very well. He was very sweet when I visited. So, next up we have a Luke. Not a super cool Luke that I know, but a Luke that might turn out to be a super cool Luke because I have never met him before. So, next up we have Spock X with the middle paragraph saying Luke.
That's me.
Let's see. Need to find my presentation in between this somehow.
Message request from
Ah, true. You're right. This one. Alright, so since I never met any of you before, I figured I'd just do an introduction through this talk. So yeah, my name is Luc van Dijk. I'm an indie game dev / composer, and I like doing pixel art as well. Here in the background, you can see a few things I made. I'm from the Netherlands. I study game dev there at Breda University of Applied Sciences. I'm about to head into my 4th year where I'm going to do a year-long personal project to hopefully get something going for after school. So let's get started with some of the stuff I made before, just showing a few quick videos. The top left was a small game jam for 2 days. The top right was a fun little just personal platformer project. The bottom left was a school project for a whole year with 40 people, which was way too many people, by the way. And the bottom right is called Rhythm Rift. It's a project I've been working on for about half a year now. There's no actual gameplay yet, but I've been thinking things out, and I might work on that. Besides making games, I like making music as well. Like I said in the introduction, I'm a composer, at least a little bit. And I like doing pixel art. I'm not super great at them yet, but I'm better than a beginner, I'd say. So I have a slide with some of my stuff, if it would continue. A bit of music and some pixel art. Most of my pixel art is at home on my desktop. So this is just from Rhythm Rift. I have this on my laptop. So a little bit of music. Besides game dev in game engines, which I mostly use GameMaker, I make some money through a platform called Rec Room, which is kind of the VR equivalent of Roblox. Alright, I started my whole game dev journey learning programming, and that got me to really like making sort of these visual type programs. So this is a small program where we have a bunch of steering behaviors in one space, and they get attracted and like pushed away from pheromones of other populations, which makes a bunch of cool organic looking visuals. So that's something I worked on, I think about 1.5 years ago to 2 years ago. Besides that, I like listening to music. There's almost no genre I don't like. I also like playing music. Surprise, surprise. I like playing board games from time to time, and lately I've been getting into bouldering, which is like sort of small pieces of wall to climb with difficulty. And I also enjoy reading a bunch of manga. So please come talk to me because I'm too socially awkward to come to you. Thank you. Is there any questions?
Yes. Oh, don't worry, you can go first.
You first.
What are your favorite games?
Zelda games, probably. I'm a big fan of them. And Pokemon games.
Let's keep it with the easy questions. Favorite manga?
Sorry?
Favorite manga?
Well, it really depends on what I'm reading at the moment, and I started getting into One Piece, so at the moment it's One Piece. Come on, alright.
I'm so sorry for you.
What he said.
Oh, okay, well, there you go. In the front.
Favorite chord?
Favorite chord? Well, I will tell you that I know no music theory, so I have no clue.
Nothing. No, nothing.
Alright, did anyone, you have your hand up?
How long are you here?
I'm staying here for 2 weeks. I came here last Monday, so about 1.5 weeks, and then I'm gone again, but so far it's nice, so maybe I'll come back in the future. Anyone else? Alright, thanks.
Alright, so those were some really nice pixels. So, let's see. Next up, we have another introduction, and it is, in fact, a Ozan Romeo. Ooh. Let's give it up for Romeo!
Alright, let's see. Message requests. There we go. Yeah, you might notice our slides kind of look similar, because I'm not great at making slides. But anyways, so I'm Ozan Romeo Somak. I'm from Turkey. You may struggle with remembering like my name, so maybe just pick Romeo. It's quite memorable. So yeah, I'm an indie game developer. I'm also a student at Breda University of Applied Sciences, together with Luc. I mainly specialize in game design and production, at least in my study, and now I'm transitioning into, whatever, anything. Here are some examples of games I made on the screen, but I'll show a bit more in detail. So this is Atan, the one that Luc talked about. 40-person team. Also, you can hear his music again. I mainly worked on things like character movement systems and things like that. And then there's also, hold on, let me just show a bit because I think it's a pretty cool game. So yeah, and then there's Hellbound, which was a custom engine project that we worked on with 18 people in my second year. Hold on, I'll just show a bit of gameplay for that. It was like a action hack and slash kind of game. Here we have Super Circus Fruit Show, which I also worked on with Luke. With, again, I think some of his music, not sure. Oh, Martin. So yeah, this was in our first year. And another little game there in the bottom called The Wizard Narcotic Fugue, which was certainly an interesting game about a crack wizard in New York that uses spells and pixie dust to defeat the Royal Knights, aka the police. I don't have any footage of it, unfortunately. It didn't look too great anyways. Anyway, so things I like. Playing games, very surprising, yeah. I'm really into fighting games. Some examples are Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Street Fighter 6, and the older ones, Third Strike, whatever. A lot of weird indie games. I tend to be the annoying person that keeps sending links of little games I found on Twitter. So if you're interested, let me know. I can send you many examples. A lot of classic games, like earlier they were playing like SNES games. I love that kind of stuff. And Legend of Zelda, one of my favorite franchises. I've played basically every game in the series. I'm also really into tech art, maths, and physics. And by tech art, I mainly mean shaders and then visual effects, things like that. Apparently, you do not have permission to view the video at the bottom, but whatever. So, like that effect, that was just a random skybox I thought of that I just decided to add and to a game, and with like chromatic aberration and whatever. I just enjoy doing that kind of stuff. And music, I really love listening to music. I used to play music, but not anymore. But I hope to get back into it. I mainly listen to a lot of trashy indie rock. So if you are into that kind of stuff, please send me some recommendations. I'm not too familiar just yet. Jazz and like hardcore weird techno music of whatever I can find. And I love exploring new places in nature. As you can see, there's a little example from a few weeks ago where I was in the Sahara Desert riding some camels. What I plan to do here, so I want to improve my 3D art skills. I have never really done any 3D modeling or anything like that. So in my time here, I want to create a basic model of a character, rig it and animate it a bit. By the way, I already added some color and stuff like that to that character over there. I'm going to be working on my company setup for my 4th year. So next year I'm starting a company with some friends where we're going to be making micro games, so really small games in a very short period, which in fact just got Steamworks partner, so we can start releasing our games. And hopefully get a small project up and running with that new model I just showed. And yeah, thanks for listening. Please come talk to me if you feel like it, because I'm pretty bad with crowds, and you know, people tend to group up a bit and I don't know how to get into that kind of stuff. So yeah, thank you. Yes.
Favorite indie game?
Favorite indie game? That's hard to say, but maybe Cruelty Squad? Bit of a basic answer, but you know, it's a good game. Yes.
Favorite weird hardcore techno music?
Ooh, that's hard. There's this Japanese artist, Camilla, I think, makes like rhythm game music. That kind of music I love. All their like Blender Man. Final Blender Man is a really good song. So yeah.
Did you say Camela?
I think so. I think that's their name. I'm not too sure. Might be Camellia. I don't know. Yes.
Yeah. Thoughts on the 3D fighting game Tekken?
I love Tekken. It's great. I'm really bad, and I've just been getting into it with Tekken 8. I used to play some Tekken 3, but you know, I'm getting into it. It's really fun.
Yeah.
I play Jin, by the way.
I played Devil Jin.
Oh. All right. Cool. Thank you.
All right, so thank you for that look at the amazing Digital Circus video game. And let's go on to Mia, who is here to introduce. Do you have the... let's have someone else beforehand then. Okay, so we have another Luke that is, again, not the super cool dude I know, but might turn out to be super cool because, again, I've never met him before. So let's go with Luke.
Hey. Hello, I'm Luke and this is Joran. We are Dutch game developers from the Netherlands who primarily develop games on the platform Roblox. In the background you can see the game we're currently working on. A bit about myself. First off, that's my cute cat Lola. My favorite games are Vampire Survivors, Gunfire Reborn, Inscription, Skyrim, and chess. Just chess. And a bit about you.
I'm Joram. I'm mainly into management games like City Skylines, Satisfactory, Software Inc., stuff like that. I've got a dog on the left bottom corner. Her name's Cherry, and I miss her very much. And I like driving around in all kinds of things. So there's a picture of a random car, but I do happen to have that car at home. And I've got a drive license for the big truck and the bike as well. And I do things with 3D. That's basically it.
Alright, now I'm gonna show a bit of our game. Hopefully sound is not too loud. So we're developing a Dungeon Delver currently. The idea of the game is to unlock many weapons. It has both third-person and first-person view, which is a bit of a pain because the majority of Roblox players play in third-person, but you can play in both. So we had to make a bunch of view models and animations. In the video I'm showing up some animations of some enemies and a bunch of different weapons. The idea is that throughout the game you unlock multiple dungeons as well, that you can kind of progress to. There is also abilities, so you can kind of like create your own class by finding out what weapon combination with your skill combination works the best. On to the next one. Yeah, here's a video showing off the different priorities of weapons. It's a bit loud. Yeah, so it's just the MP40, a laser burst rifle, a firework gun. I really like that one. And a shuriken one is next, I think. Yeah. Oh no, wait, the laser balls. Yeah, just a bunch of different weapons that you can combine. And boss battles. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I'll just full screen it. Boss battles is going to be a big thing in the game. This is the first boss that we've worked on so far. It just has a couple of attacks that you need to dodge. And yeah, at the end of it you'll get a bunch of loots. Our dungeons will have multiple paths that you can choose from. Or I mean, they will be randomly generated. Or randomly chosen, I mean, sorry. So the dungeon is different every single time you run through it, but it's pre-built. So you get a different look every time you run through it. What I really like about this boss fight is the interaction with the environment, like the lanterns dropping down with the fire attacks. So yeah, that's what we are working on right now. Hold on, I accidentally closed it, but we didn't have anything here yet, so any questions? Yeah.
There's a question.
Yeah.
And there's another.
So, question from James. Have you considered bringing your expertise in creating worlds in Roblox to Fortnite and try their systems?
I've not considered it, but it would be a pretty cool opportunity because I saw that Fortnite has some really cool stuff and it's very growing. So maybe someday. Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite character in that very one?
I think Nona with the turrets. Yeah.
How long are you guys here?
Only 10 days. This is our third day now. Yeah?
Did you bring any stroop buffers?
No, sadly not. We were thinking about it, but...
You hyped me up.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I do have some for you. So.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe next time.
Yes. Stroke buffalo's gone. I'll put it over. It's fine.
Where in the Netherlands are you from?
Around Utrecht, like in the middle. Yeah.
Pretty close to us.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, yeah.
No, I have another question
Mhm.
for the big truck guy.
Yeah.
Can you bring it next time?
Bring it. I can bring like a 12-ton bus. If you pay for diesel.
No.
Ah.
Yep.
Can you go back to the QR code scan page?
Oh god, okay. But you're warned though.
And it says don't scan, so...
Don't scan.
It says don't scan. I don't care. I'm a man of freedom. What is this? Fuck you.
Enjoy.
For the curious.
Okay.
Dat is een idee.
Mhm.
Oké, ja.
Okay, that's great. Also, adorable cat, adorable dog, and like nice vehicles. So next up we have Mira. Okay, ¿dónde está? Where is the Discord? Vale, esa request. Yeah. Okay. And with the F I put it. No. ¿Por qué no se pone en pantalla completa? To put it on the.
Yeah.
Vale, start from the beginning. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay. There we go. So, good evening, everybody. My name is Andrea Mira, but I prefer to go by Mira. Okay. I'm from Spain, from a little city near the beach in the north of Spain. I currently teach at vocational training level, while I also try to work on some indie projects. And I like to read. I like to travel. I have visited currently 7 different countries, and I hope I can move more with the years. And of course, I like to play games. And I will be here until Thursday 21st. So why Spelkollektivet? Well, I was looking for, as I said, I teach at the vocational training level, and I was looking for some resources for my students. And then I found out about the Nordic Game Conference, and through the webpage, I found the Discord server. And it took me several days to discover that the Discord server was not only a Discord, but it was a Discord for people living together. And I was like, well, good idea, sounds great. But of course I have class, so I couldn't join you until now in August. So why Spelkollektivet? Because, well, it sounds like an amazing opportunity to meet mind-like people, to meet people that is working on different levels, on different projects, that has different ways to approach the process of creating a game. Because I think that is going to help me a lot to help my students with their classes. And I think this is going to help me also to improve my skills. So I really hope that we all can get along and that I can meet some cool people to do some cool projects with the school. So if you are a teacher, come talk to me, because I'm sure we can try to think something for the students, something cool. I would love to came with some new projects for the next school year. So these are some of my previous projects I've been working on. This one is called Capitán Araña, for obvious reasons. Well, actually no. I call it Capitán Araña because a say that we have in Spain. Tú eres como el Capitán Araña. Embarcas a todos y los dejas y te quedas en tierra. That is basically saying Captain Spider convinces everybody to do something stupid, and then he stays and doesn't do it. And that was because there was a game development course in my city, and I tried to convince all my friends. I tried to convince everybody,
And my mom was like, "You're the Capitán Araña, you're trying to convince everybody." And I was like, yes. In the end, I didn't convince anybody, but I went anyway, and I finished this project on Game Maker in a few hours, and I'm really, really happy because it was the first project that I started and finished it all by myself. This is a project for based decision games. Based decision games. I've been working on Rempi. I'm right now currently trying to find some artists to help me because I cannot do it all alone. I cannot. And this is a project that I did for a game jam this March. Okay, it's similar to Flappy Birds. You manage this little witch over here, and you try to not hit all the other witches while you fly all together to your meeting. It's called Las Brujas de Ongallo because the theme for the game jam were urban legends from your country. And this is probably one of the most niche legends that we have in my country. So I wanted to honor it because not many people know about the Brujas de Ongallo. The art is by Gustavo Cotero, by the way. And yeah, well, those are my previous projects. And now my current project is called Run Princess Run. I hope it will be available for PC. I'm developing on Unity, and it's a survival horror. You play as the princess. The princess is called, I don't know why I insisted on doing the pixel art all by myself. And this is the monster I ran out of patience. So you play as the princess while you try to run away from the monsters because you see no exit from the dungeon. You have no weapons, you have nothing. The only thing you can do is run and run and run and hope to survive. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Now if anybody has questions, I will answer the questions. Wait, we have a question.
Favorite video game?
Oh yeah, about that. I'm working on a presentation for next week with the hottest topic, with the hottest Spanish game of the decade for the next week. And then I will talk about all my favorite games because we don't have enough time for that.
Oh my goodness, alright.
Yes?
Favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Michelangelo. That was easy. Do another one.
Favorite movie then?
Oh, that's not easy. I could talk for... okay. In the top 5, we would have Princess Bride, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Batman, the Tim Burton version, Lilo and Stitch, and... what can be the 5th one? Robin Hood. Well, thank you.
Hey, thank you, Tamira, for showing us those super cute little pixel guys. Next up, we have... oh my gosh, I like this title. Next up, we have Rob Allen, and with the beautiful, beautiful words, Neon Blitz.
Okay, so Neon Blitz. Hi, I'm Rob. For those who don't know me, I am new to being an indie game developer, but before this I was a software engineer. And I'm going to present my first Steam game that I'm making. It's called Neon Blitz. So, what is it? It's going to be a roguelite tower defense. So it's wave-based. You choose an upgrade/ability after every wave of enemies. So kind of think Vampire Survivors, but you use the abilities yourself and you can't move. So I just made the Steam page last week. I've been polishing up, so that's why I didn't share it last week. And yeah, first Steam game. It's still early in development, and it's changed a lot over time. So I'm going to show a little bit of how it's changed. So this is the very first prototype for the game. Originally it was more tower defense-y, so you're placing down towers and you placing down crops, and you needed to defend your crops. The crops are what was going to earn you money to place down the towers. So gradually changed from that. This is a different iteration, so still tower defense-esque. These little purple guys were basically like harvesters. So they were harvesting resources, and then they were going to these yellow and green buildings, and they were processing them into different materials, basically. And then you routed those materials into like your central base, and that would be kind of your ammo for the upcoming waves of enemies, essentially. So you were kind of trying to balance your economy with defending against the enemies. And changed it again to this latest iteration. So here's the little trailer. My cousin was kind enough to make some music for me, so let's go. There we go. And it is still evolving, because I've reached the point that anyone reaches in a project where they need to redo all their previous work because they've gotten better. So this is kind of a latest iteration on the UI that I'm still work in progress on, but I'm liking the look a lot. So, and then here's a few games that are serving as inspiration for the game as well. If you haven't played any of these, I'd recommend them. So, yes, that's the game. Please go wishlist it on Steam. These links are also in the showcase channel if you don't want to type things in. If you want to follow me on Twitter, there's a link right there. Any questions?
Favorite game that wasn't on that list?
Favorite game that wasn't on that list? I think Hollow Knight is probably favorite game. Yeah, Metroidvanias.
How do you see the upgrade system in your game? Like,
yeah, so this is why I'm thinking Hades. So I want it to be kind of like, I like how Hades does the approach for the ability. So you have kind of these primary weapons that serve as your main tools throughout the waves, and then like a lot of upgrades you get kind of like are kind of variations, like kind of variations on that main ability, as well as like other abilities that are not necessarily tied to that main ability. So, yeah. Yep.
Favorite programming language?
Favorite programming language? That's a tough one. I've been using a lot of GD script lately, so this is a Godot project. But I think, honestly, it's got to answer TypeScript, which I think is an unpopular choice. So I was a web developer for about 10 years previous to this, so that's how my brain thinks. Yeah.
All right, so you went from something that looks like a tower defense
to
a resource management tower defense game, and now it is just refined and refined into what's basically a shoot 'em up.
Yep. But you're stuck in place, so.
Roguelike, shoot 'em up.
Yeah, kinda. I still call it a tower defense because Dome Keeper calls itself a tower defense, and that's good enough for me. So.
Do you see any of those other elements that you dropped coming back at some point, or are you just...
I think I may pick them up again. Some of why they were dropped, I don't think I had the tools necessary as like a first-time indie dev to like handle those challenges, basically. So I wanted something easier, and this was the easier iteration that we came to.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Thank you, guys.
All right, that was some pretty sweet stuff. So next up, we have Florian come to talk about us about the big evil world of paid advertisement.
Hello everyone. That is indeed what I'm going to talk at. Free advertising is very nice, but at some point, hey, maybe the free advertising isn't doing it for you anymore. You want more of those nice, nifty users clicking on ads in your games, and so you have to advertise yourself. And I've tried doing that in the last few months a bit, and experimented a bit with it. And so I had some findings, still want to do more, but I wanted to share with you how it worked and what I learned from it. I'm not going to show the whole world, actually just promoting my one game that I've tried this on, which is Circle, a physics platformer game. And first I'm going to give a quick overview just how I set up the ad, and then I will share some numbers as well. I first made a shitty ad. I actually tried several ads. The very first one I made, it was took just 2 hours to make in total, with 10 minutes of voice acting. Worked the best so far. I hope to make a better one later. But yeah, the standards are low. I got comments on my ad, and they're very happy that I don't use text-to-speech, for example. So if your game ad is not using text-to-speech, just say something I started with, hi, I'm Florian, and this is my game, blah, blah, blah. That's great. Should feel indie, maybe. Then you can upload a lot of assets to Google, and text and images and stuff. Just one quick tip. They will encourage you a lot to use images, and they won't use them at all, so don't spend any time on them. And you can experiment with them, right? So I've mostly experimented with a few videos and a lot of text stuff. So you will get feedback whether your text is doing well. And Google will try to build ads from the videos and text and in theory images that you upload. Then you would think Google, advertising company, is going to have a great, fantastic website to make ads. The Google Ads website is absolutely terrible. It's way worse than any other Google website I've used. It's so bad that you have to try to create your ad 3 times, because the first 2 times it just throws random errors. It's not understandable. But eventually I uploaded my ad. One important thing, of course, is the price. How much is your ad going to cost? And I think that was one of the main challenges for me when starting advertising, is this going to be super expensive? And you get a number, and I thought, okay, I cannot afford this. So for a long time I just didn't try. But it is bullshit. Maybe it's true that it's the average, but you can go much lower probably. It's still somewhat useful, like fertilizer, because you have to input some number to get it started, and Google will not try serving your ad until it thinks it will probably hit a number. So start with a high bid and then just dump it down. So that's basically this. And then you can choose what you want to pay per install for your game, at least for a mobile game. Just see what you're getting, and then try to go down and see at what payment you're still getting served, and paying what you want to. Ideally I would have made some more ads, made an actual good ad. I haven't done tons of experimenting yet. So then of course finally figure out whether ads are worth it. So that's the next part, the numbers. One thing I learned was that the numbers can be really unreliable, right? Especially on iOS, trust the App Store dashboard, not Google's numbers. Then my profits. My profits are actually really bad. I just make 8 cents per user on Android, 13 cents on iOS, a bit more after these first 30 days. But the ads were also really cheap. I got US users on Android for 10 cents each, and on iOS for 14 cents. So that's much cheaper than you will probably find than I thought it could be. So that was really nice actually. And on iOS I did make a small profit. I invested 5,000 and got back 5,700. It's very much an estimate because the Google Ads statistics are very shit. But yeah, so I made some money on iOS, and I probably lost money on Android, but because these statistics are very shit, and I gain a lot of users on Android from other places, it was hard to tell. Actually, scaling ads is difficult. Like, the more you run an ad, the more it will cost. That's something to take into account, and that's why I'm not a millionaire right now, even though I made a bit of money with these few things. Yeah, I am almost done. This is not that important. Yeah, well, thanks for listening to my ad information, not promoted by Google. Yeah, any questions?
I saw that it was served on YouTube Shorts, but where else were they listed, or was it just Shorts?
It's served on YouTube, as like the main YouTube as well. It's also listed in other games. Like, but for me, the best source was just YouTube Shorts. So it will automatically try to find like what works for your game, and in this case, YouTube Shorts was the best, and then normal YouTube Longs was the second. Yeah.
Does the ads interface, so like you check where, like what YouTube channels, for example, your ads showing?
Yeah, you can get a list of that, but it is a really long list. Like, so yeah, you can sort it by like the most viewed, but then the most viewed, if your ad is being served like 100,000 times, then the most viewed might be like 100 times, right? So it will be a big variation of things. And I discovered to look into that how stupid YouTube Shorts are, but yeah. Yeah?
Can I see the ad somewhere?
Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Have you checked alternative to Google Ads?
Sorry? Yeah, I'm considering like also trying other ad providers, but I haven't found the time to set it up and try that yet. Okay, that seems like all. Thanks for listening again.
Thank you very much.
And then.
All right, so next up we have a Joshua who has discovered an interesting camera trick.
Hello. So, hi, I'm Josh. I make a turn-based tactics game with some other people in the house, and I'm going to talk not about that at all. Instead, I'm going to talk about a neat camera trick I found. So, you obviously, and many of you will obviously know that there's a lot of like camera tricks we use in games to like sell impacts and make the game be exciting. Stuff like camera shakes, hit flashes, vignettes, and all that. And I recently discovered a new one, or at least one I didn't know about, and I thought it would be cool to share. If any of you know this or have like a formalized name for it, I would love to hear it, because at least to me that was new knowledge. And it all started actually with fighting games, because I was looking at a game called Guilty Gear Strive, which is a very cool, good looking fighting game, and they do something kind of wild. Specifically, I wanted just to pay attention to what happens when the character gets knocked into the third dimension and goes through this glass barrier, and then I'll try and break it down what's actually happening. Did you catch it? I'll do it again. And one more time. So, like, I just saw this clip and I saw, like, the way they got pushed through and thought, wow, that was really impactful, but I couldn't really figure out why. And if you can't figure out why either, that's completely fine, because it's honestly wild nonsense. So, if we go frame by frame, I'll try and see, can I frame by frame? Yes. No. So we have this, like, the guy, he's going to hit against the wall, there's, like, glass and everything. And I want you to notice what happens with the camera. Specifically, the moment the impact happens, can I go, I actually don't know how this keyboard works. Can I go back? Yeah. You see, like, so in one frame, the camera zooms back. Then in 3 frames, it zooms completely in. Then in 3 frames, it zooms completely out. Then it zooms in again. And then it zooms out. And like, if you had shown me that and told me that, I would say that's nonsense. Like, why would we have a camera like do like a metal head bob in the middle of action? But when you actually see it in motion, it's really impactful. And I thought that was really cool. So I tried to look for other games that do this, and just try to see if I can find some. And lo and behold, another game you may have heard of does it. called Elden Ring. It's like I think it's an indie company in Japan who made this. Specifically, there's this snake guy in one of the games that like hit you. Oh, the music on. Wow. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Do you see it? Again, like I noticed that, like usually it hurts you as a player whenever you get hit in these games, and I think one of the reasons are this. Let's see if I can frame skip it again. You'll see here we have our character, we're in a standing pose, we're about to get hit because we are in fact not a god gamer, and as that happens the camera completely zooms in before being zoomed out again as the character lands. And again it gives that kind of, I'll try and play it again in like full speed. Again, gives it that kind of like impact of action as your character get hit, and thought it was very interesting. And actually turns out they do that like all over the place. Like especially, oh now we get ads. It's sad we don't get your ad. Like that would have been synergy. Let's see. They have these execution attacks where you connect into a very scripted animation, and they get to have a lot of control. Also really, let's see if I can find it. So you hit a dragon and then wow, and it goes and bam, the camera is super impactful. And if you actually look at it when we, oh sorry, that was not far enough back. If we frame by frame see what happens here, we like just in the impact alone, we have like the camera do a big kind of zoom out, if I remember correctly. This is so blurry. That's really fun. I tried really hard to download YouTube videos and I just couldn't figure it out. So you have this like shitty presentation format, but live with it. But just as the action kind of happens, you can see the camera like completely zooms out before it actually settles back in. Again, like this kind of like overshoot. And it does something similar when it gets in. So I tried to implement that for our game. I put this curve on my camera, so when I wanted to do like a zoom event, the camera would go whoa, and I tried to make it, and it looked like this. Okay. Oh, absolute terrible. I was like tweaking this for like half an hour. I got like the others to look at it, and like it just I was like, how did they do it? It just looks so terrible. I don't know what to do. But then I put the exact same thing on an attack. I don't know why. Apparently all my videos are frozen and it's not. It's suspense. And all of a sudden it feels kind of great. And I don't really understand why. Shit, I'll speedrun. But like if you look here, there's no other camera effects on this attack. Just whenever it happens, it does this exact same shake, and I think it really sells the impact. You can kind of see like a comparison here to the exact same attack. But I have nothing on, and just like it's completely stale compared to. And then I went kind of nuts, and I just added it to like a bunch of different attacks in the game, like when the character critical attacks, you can play this effect. Originally, I thought the character had to be in the center of the screen, and I was very worried this wasn't going to work. But like apparently, the focal point can be whatever, and it actually still works. So like when enemies like do a big suck-in attack, or like when they slam the ground. This all kind of worked fine, and even for like, I don't know, weird secondary effects, like say an enemy being teleported out of the battle, you can also use that effect. For lack of a better word, I called it a camera whiplash, but again, if anybody knows about this and have like a formalized language, I would love to hear about it. But yeah, that was a neat camera trick I discovered and thought was cool. Any questions? Yes.
So is it a zoom or you actually physically move the camera?
So I zoom, but I'm using an orthographic camera, so there's no difference. Like I just have I have no depth, right? So I'm just increasing the orthographic size. I think for perspective camera, I would probably move it in and out, but maybe also play with the FOV at the same time. Obviously, this is again, I don't have access to any of that for this game, so I don't know. But that would be my guess of what I would do in 3D.
Sorry, this is not a question, but I think it's called a whip zoom or a snap zoom.
Oh, a whip zoom and snap zoom?
Yeah, but that's like from like movies and like cinematography.
Okay. I'll try and look it up. And
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Something similar. Would you call this a camera shake, or it has a more specific name?
I don't think this is a camera shake because we do have camera shakes, right? But usually camera shakes to me are like you shake the frame, right?
But
Either
I mean,
you
It is a shake back and forward of the frame.
maybe, but it's so intentional, right? Like it's so intentional and so aggressive. Again, if we look at like the Guilty Gear, and that's the one I tried to copy the most, right? Like it's ridiculous. It's like 3x zoom in, 3x zoom out, 3x zoom in like a quarter of a second, and I still don't understand how you, as a developer, come to that conclusion. Does that make sense? But it clearly works.
Very nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Gotta hand it to him. That trick was pretty neat. So, let's go on with some procedural music engine from Enrique Maziero. He's on his way.
So first off, a little bit of clarification. I am not gonna be doing this presentation.
It's me, this random guy.
I am a past homie. I'm here for just one day, but I brought friends with me, and one of the friends who's working with me wanted to do a cool presentation about the cool thing that we've been working with. And since I'm gonna be coming back in the future, hey, maybe it's something that interests you all.
Yeah.
Visit this.
I know a guy who knows a guy. Hello. Yeah, he introduced me. I'm Inticus. You can find my website there. I'm a musician for video games and took a gap year, and I'm here, well, on a road trip, as he said. I'm gonna be going tomorrow back to Norway, and I'm up here to talk about Plop Machine. It's a name he came up with, and it's a real-time music creator. For reference, for context, Disaster Piece, my beloved, just released, or just had his work up in Paradise March. Also a procedural music generator, which plays riffs and stuff forever and ever. I was also inspired by his other work in Mini Metro, where a bunch of different, you can draw a bunch of different lines, and they all have their own little melodies playing. This guy. I'm also working on the music for a mod of his called Rain Mida, and there are specific areas where we wanted a theme to be playing, and we previously had it just be one like main theme, but I wanted something different. I wanted something infinitely looping in game. And so I started planning for a month or two. I learned C# by him, like translating my Python knowledge. And this is what I came up with, something that translates these lines into chords and these blue things that sounds like this. All procedural, all random, like out of nowhere. But how do you start making music? Well, you play sounds that sound good. And you play them in chords and stuff. First, let's talk about how it translates those lines into this. It first takes the name of the chord, let's say a triad. It takes these three, I can point at stuff, I forgot. It takes these three things, calls them notes, they're chord notes, and all of these three things will play. It also has a bunch of bass notes that it can play, only one of them. It also has a list of possible follow-ups, so names of other chords that it will play after that. So how does it play notes? It plays a note that sounds nice. And what is a note that sounds nice? It's something that's in key of a scale that's currently playing. How do we play something in key? It's, well, all the notes of a major scale all sound good if you play them. It's all the white notes of a piano, and it's just a scale of offsets from a root. So if the one there is the root note, then it's 2 2 1, like it goes 0 1 2 0, 1, 2 offsets from that first note. And if you do the same math from like the F, it also is the F major scale. And I want to play different scales because I want to switch between them in this circle of fifths thingy, because that sounds nice. It's a neighboring key. So we now know how to play this note, for example, which is a long note in the 4th octave, the 3rd note in that scale. And so we now know how to play chords in between them. And I also had a whole map of what chords leaded into other ones, and that they could lead into multiple, just so that I knew what chords led into what, and I could design progressions that sounded nice and natural. What is those blue notes? Those are, because you don't just want to play notes. You don't just want to play chords. That's boring. You want to play arpeggios in between. And that's what happens whilst you're playing a chord. Notes, whilst you're playing a chord, you're holding it down for a set duration. And whilst you're doing that, chit-chat happens. Those are the blue notes in between there. And chit-chat, it's basically how I generate chit-chat. I take all of the notes of the chord, I put them in a little box called Note Magazine, I shake it around, and it generates some notes that are picked for arpeggiating. Give me one more minute. And so with these notes for arpeggiating, I wait every X ticks, and the next arpeggiated note will play. The next arpeggiated note is one of many times. You could go upwards or downwards or switching up and downwards. And every time a note is played, it also has the chance to progress, like change to another note. And now you know how that whole system works. It also can do a couple of other stuff, which I don't have time for. And basically, yes, I created something that played infinitely. I didn't play something that was like interactive with the game in any way, but it is in-game, and I can implement it to his mod now that we're making, called Rain World Media.
Nice.
That's it. Jesus. I didn't realize that we could take questions. Hello, you.
Quick question. So you said it mainly moves to like the close chords on. Like,
we're already done. What?
On the circle of fifths.
Yeah, with neighbors. Mm-hmm.
Oh, only neighbors. Okay, can that change?
Okay, yeah, not only neighbors, but it can also change to the second or the third neighbor in this circle, right? It can from a C to a D or C to a G.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to ask if we could do any more because like some very popular songs, for example, do like very big jumps or
very big jumps. What like big jazzy songs? The most it can do is three, like to the third neighbor, and that's really all you need for a triangle. It can also change to minor key, which also sounds really nice. Mm-hmm. Any more questions? You.
Plans on releasing it like as a public tool?
As a public tool. I'm gonna have to learn how to actually like program stuff outside of Rain World, my favorite video game. It's currently just a mod inside of that. But yes, I do want to make it a standalone application so that I can have all sorts of effects on it, because Unity does not like effects. Any more questions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sold.
Thank you for listening. And
wow, that was some pretty cool music theory. So, let's see here. That's it for us, but it is not it for this presentation amalgamation. So next up, we have Neil Doppelmayr with the title of a very ominously titled Hamilton song.
Hello, guys. it's me, Neil. I'm very new to this. This is the first time leaving Spelkollektivet. So I didn't really quite know what to talk about, so this might be quite disjointed, but I just wanted to present a bit about my experience here and what happened and what's going to happen in the future. So yeah, before I came to Spell, I was like, why am I coming here? What are some things that I would want to achieve while I'm here? And I wanted to work on Stay Dead, which is one of the games I'm working on with one of my friends. I wanted to lose some weight or become fitter, just getting out of my daily routine where I was kind of stuck to do something new. And I wanted to let my knee heal because some might not know, but when I came here I sported this little thing because I dislocated my knee like 2 weeks before I came here, so that wasn't great. Anyways, I arrived at Spell and the first thing that happened, board games. I was initially picked up by my people. This is not the picture of that day, I couldn't find one sadly. But yeah, many people here were very gracious and just accepted me in and just took me to the board game room immediately, and we played some games for the entire evening, and it was a lovely, lovely way to arrive at Spell. Then my friend Chris from Austria arrived, and we were working together on the game Stay Dead, and he's stayed here for a bit shorter, but we worked on the title Stay Dead, and we made some progress. As you can see here, everything absolutely went perfect every time. We had no glitches or bugs or anything. But yeah, in all seriousness, we made a ton of progress while here. Super happy with it. I also wanted to learn some new stuff, and for Stay Dead, I got the opportunity to do some visual effects. So these attack slash effects are I made them. They're not perfect, they're not great, but it's a step in a new direction, and I'm still learning. Also during that time, I made the company Dice Tea, or it's not really made yet. It's just the concept and the logo designed by Max. So we're super happy with that, seeing that come to life. And yeah, we're probably going to release Stay Dead under the moniker Dice Tea as well. Anyways, then Chris left. We just kicked him out pretty much. He went back to Austria, and that meant Stay Dead progress just halted. Nothing happened anymore. Because there's just so much going on at Spell, and since we weren't united in the force, so we just did a lot of other stuff. Like the Midsummer Games happened, for example. It was a lovely event, a lot of stuff to do, so many new people in the house at the same time. Yeah, it was just really fun, and during it I really noticed that I found my people, because there was this karaoke going on and this party in the background, but there were still people playing Civilization. So yeah, I'm among my people here. Also part of the Midsummer Games was the Midsummer Game Jam, of course, and I made Floop with several other people here. It was a lovely time, we worked great together. I think we made a great game inspired by Lupud and had like fights from Undertale pretty much. It was super fun to make. And with the same team, we also did some other game jams. For example, the mini game jam we participated in and made Sonar Scout, which we're now going to publish. And we got rank 1 on pretty much everything, so it went pretty well during the game jam. Another game jam that we did was Very on Nox, where with the same team again, we tried to participate in 2 game jams at the same time. So we had 4 themes to oblige by. It was a bit of a mess, but it was super, super fun. And yeah, this also has another special memory, because this is the reason why the meeting room is banned for game jams. I'm pretty sorry, really sorry about that, and that's us committing the crime right here. I also made a game called Utesluta, which I just kind of came up with on paper prototyping Tuesday, and then realized it's way too complex for a paper game, so I just put it online and you can play it online. Yeah, and now it's just some other random stuff that happened. It's just a collection of whatever, pretty much. I made a new portfolio website. I had one before, but I just completely overhauled it with these different sections, and they hover over them. They do little like Final Fantasy VII pointer icons and stuff, and there is a lot of cool stuff. If you want to check it out, just neil.games in the browser and you'll be there. Also, I played Real Life Walking Simulator. I have a YouTube channel where I just strap it on a GoPro and just go in the forest for a walk, and I did 7 videos here. The 7th one I've done after I've made this presentation, so yeah, if you're interested in that, go check it out. Also, I brought the VR room back. As you can see, I'm graciously moving around playing Beat Saber, but yeah, it was really fun putting it all together, showing it to a lot of my friends here that haven't played VR before. Yeah, very fun. Also, there was a Tekken tournament. I think I did pretty well, but then this ground-slithering assassin showed up and knocked me out of the tournament. I came back from the loser brackets and lost to the same person again, so yeah. I'm getting you next time, Solix. Also, I noted for the first time in my life, saw the sun being up at 2:30 AM, and it's still fucking with me. My body cannot handle it. Also, I saw Hjalte make chicken nuggets, 2 or 3 at a time, like a psychopath. Speaking of which, he usually eats his nuggets with my hot sauces. I fell in love with Johnny's hot sauces that are a thing here. They're amazing. I just love them. Also, I'm bringing this picture back for karaoke. I really grew to appreciate the karaoke here. It's always super fun. And before I leave on August 10th, I'll do a karaoke event on my birthday. And I'm gonna single out Luke and Romeo here. You said you wanted people to approach you to do stuff. You gotta sing a song at my karaoke event now. Some small updates. My knee's a lot better. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. I played spikeball for the first time, tried boxing. James knocked me out almost today. And I lost almost 10 kilos since I arrived here, so that's a huge step in the right direction for me. It's awesome. Thank you. Here's just a random amalgamation of other pictures. Me doing a semi-cool pose while Raymond is doing a handstand out with the boys. Me being very happy that Marijke made a lemon cake after we talked about lemon cake. A little walk that I did with Remy when we were picking up the... I'll be done in 30 seconds. When we picked up the Midsummer Game things, my game inspired somebody to make a game at Midsummer Games, and that's me playing it in the bottom center. And on the right, it's Pontus and Hari made pirya, pani, puri, burgers, nachos, whatever. They combined 1,000 things, and it was awesome. It was really fun. Overall, a great success. My plans for us still work on Stay Dead, get back into streaming, see friends and family, and finally get a good kebab again, because they don't exist here. Thanks you all. So thanks to James for coming up with this place. Thanks for all the staff and volunteers for keeping it running. And thanks to all of you for making this place what it is. It's an amazing journey here. So yeah. I'll be back if there's any questions. Yes, Matteo.
What's the lore behind the 2 nuggets?
You've gotta ask Hjalte. He just kind of one day decided to I'm gonna make 2 nuggets, and between our screen, this amalgamation of screens, there's like this tiny little square that I can see of his desk, and he puts them there every time just to confuse me, I believe. Yeah, Harry.
Least favorite Johnny sauce?
Ooh, I think it's the purple barbecue one. I think it's just tastes like any other barbecue sauce. I think the other barbecue sauces they have is better. They're free for some reason.
Not enough purple.
Not enough purple, yes. Yeah, please.
Did you ever get lost in a forest in your walking sim?
No, not in my walking sim, but when my mom came to visit, I went on the same path that was also in this bottom left picture that Remy showed me. But between the time that Remy showed me the path and when I went on a walk with my mom, it got so overgrown that I couldn't find the exit. So I had to kind of fight my way through some brushes, and then we made it out. We weren't super lost, but it was a bit weird. Like, oh, the exit should be here. It's not. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, then I'll say it one more time. Oh, no, we have more.
When will you be back?
I'm planning on coming back early next year, but when exactly isn't decided. Probably someone in January. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. It's been a lovely time.
All right. So next up is a remote presentation, I'm going to assume. Let's see here. So, yep. Here we have a video. We get signal. All your Zig are belong to us. Seriously? Nobody got that? Wow. Not even the chat? Oh my gosh. Man, I'm old. Let's see here. So, we will hook this up onto the YouTube. Okay, we will play it from the start. And it's under 5 minutes even. That's really nice. Like, good going, Matej.
Hello, Spelkollektivet. I'm Matej. Some of you know me. I've been a long-term homie up in Sweden for a while, but now I'm here in Slovenia up to release my game Pixel Art Academy in company of some beautiful friends. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'm sure there's been some new faces up at Spelkollektivet since I left at the end of May. So yeah, I'm Matej. I'm working on a game called Pixel Art Academy. Specifically, I'm working on this Learn Mode version that just came out on Steam. I released it on Monday, so 3 days out, in which you are learning how to draw pixel art. And let me just show you the trailer if you don't know the project. Here we go. So I know everybody wants to look at the numbers, so here they are. First 3 days sold, and we have sold 3,200 units. We went into the release with 15,000 wish lists. So day one, we sold 1,200 games, so about 8% conversion rate for day one. And at this point, we're at about 20% conversion rate from release wish lists to units sold. For the first week, conversion can be anywhere between 5 to 40%. It's such a huge range. So, you know, if 20%, I'm already happy. So if it reaches even more, this is all just super happy stuff. So yeah, so it went well. The reviews are very positive, so I'm very happy about that as well. I think I got only one negative review so far out of 61. So I'm very happy about that. The press is writing nice things as well. So yeah, I could not be really more happy with how the whole release turned out, and it'll enable me to keep on working on the game. This is enough for, you know, a couple more years full-time development. So thank you everyone for giving this crazy idea that started on Kickstarter 9 years ago a chance. And yeah, now there's just more and more content to come for the next few years of early access until all of the pixel art fundamentals and all elements of art are covered. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next update at one point. Goodbye, Spelkollektivet. Have a good time.
Now applaud again.
All right. Well, that was a little bit embarrassing on my part as the host, given the technical difficulties at the start of our campaign. Yeah. Should I just try and re-roll the start?
No.
It's fine?
Sure. It's fine. No.
Okay, good. I couldn't hear if you said yes or no, just so you know.
It's good.
It's good. Oh, okay. That's good. Because, like, Matej is an awesome dude, and I really don't want to cramp his style, so, you know. So, next up is, let's see here, Eero.
It's private.
No, it is not.
I changed it. So, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I changed it. So I'm Eero. Some of you might know me. I'm an office worker with a law degree. I'm trying to piece together what has happened here and why am I here. So, like, last hour, I've been just, like, looking at my computer, trying to understand, like, what I have been doing here, and just trying to, like, put together the puzzle pieces, and, yeah. So I found cat pictures,
This is a nice cat. He brings warm emotions. I found a to-do list, so I needed to make music for a Dave from Poland. Walk cat, super important. Make prototype, make music, box. That was the last thing I remember from today. And hang around with you people. So I did find some links to a game called Claymores of the Lost Kingdom. Apparently, this is the first time I've tried to make anything creative somewhere. So this is out soon-ish. The demo is out, so yeah, you can go there, and there's a bunch of links here. Yay. And I did find that I was part of the game jam, Midsummer Game Jam, for 5 minutes or so, let's say an hour, I think. And oh, this is a private video, super. Anyway, I spent a lot of time on this. And also I found this weird video of the beginning times I was here. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe someone can explain.
When I turn my back, goblins attack. Goblins attack, goblins attack. When I turn my back, goblins attack. Goblins attack, goblins attack. When I turn my back, goblins attack. Goblins attack. Ah!
Anyone? Please, I'm kind of confused. So I found my name inside Steam. That's cool. Cat. A bunch of pictures of cat. There were thousands. These are pretty ones. These on the right, yeah, have the name tag of Johannes, expert photographer, on them. So apparently I tried to make a game or something. There were a bunch of reference materials. This brings nightmarish memories from childhood, Estonian childhood. I like that. This also. But anyway, lots of ideas. Estonian kaiju monster battle, 4X overworld with hexes and stuff. Culminating in 2D battles, Pokemon. The swamp is the territory. You basically awaken as this huge toad, beast, dragon, and then you need to gain back territory and fend off the invading kaiju weird monster or some snail or something. So basically, I want to make some Estonian art things into some sort of game thing. I did develop new ties with people here this time. There is Sebastian, there is Tintin, who helped me out a bit, a lot actually. It's really cool to just ping pong ideas and get some stuff ready at least. It was a good change of pace from making documents for Office. So I saw that there was a board game prototype from apparently last time I was here. I basically ditched all the ideas there. There was some sort of first tries at art I had made, and also Sasha helped with the duck monster deer thing. It was cool. But yeah, because I found Sebastian, and who's kind of better at programming, and Tintin, who's much better at art stuff, I was able to have some progress at least. But I wanted to talk about some of the. I was mostly in the role of just the designer, I was creating some documents or pillars and stuff like that. But yeah, getting the vision right is a bit difficult, and conveying that to artists and programmers and that stuff was kind of a challenge. So lots of iterating at the first part and trying to just word the thing that you want right. So I wanted this like oppressive creatures, right? And it was like a cool process because it took a lot of iterations, and now I know about this better. So basically, I wanted a toad monster. So I got cute toad. I wanted more mad monster. So this is more mad and iterations. Pretty nice, but like mad toad. And then I for first time in my life I took down the like iPad pencil thing, and I tried to draw out what I exactly meant, and I kind of liked that I was like almost able to do that. And then Tintin cleaned that up, and we had a pretty cool toad, like concept art at least. We'll try to put that into a game pretty soon. A sort of prototype. But yeah, later like just like prototyping the 2D battle stuff. It's like first ideas. Just I'm throwing like a million reference materials at these people, and they are coming up with like first designs, and then I just like give a bit of a draw, consult with different art people, and then stuff is happening currently. So like I'm a bit happy that we're actually doing stuff. So that's like work in progress. I'm still like trying to word what I want from the Toad game, and we will go forward. So extra quickly, I also wanted to do random music. I did the music track of the day thing, which Luke here, apparently who I now met, also participated in. Pretty cool, because like I get these like musical ideas pretty often and just want to write them down, but like want some motivation to like actually do that, right? We also had this weird band thing, I guess, with Joelle, who, rest in peace, has now left Spell. He was a cool dude. I love him. So wherever you are, Joelle, this should be a heart, isn't it? Should I click on? I won't click on the weird link. Anyway, then I did events. So basically events were super fun. As you can see, there were like multiple reactions to events. We did the Tekken events, 2 Tekken events, super fun. As you can see, this was from Crash Team Racing thing when Joel left his favorite game. And we also have the StarCraft tournament soon. Nico, who you see on the right, is 10 years ago has been StarCraft professional, so he will be interesting to watch for some of you at least. And other homie, Lewis, is more happy than him. So anyway, thank you. Lots of good people, lots of good experience. Maybe I will find myself here. So yeah, come to the Saga tournament, come to... tomorrow Sebastian will probably host like something with Soul Calibur 3, and like on Saturday, say goodbye. I will be either of these two, like just singing my ass off. Yeah.
Alrighty then, that's everything. Time for me to do what these pigtails were made to do. And do the good old like, comment, subscribe.
Johannes has a question
for
me.
Sorry.
Johannes, you have a question.
If anyone has a question, maybe.
I don't know.
So, this place is super awesome. You can come here and, like, dude, we have a Super Nintendo now, so, you know, it's even more awesome. So, like, comment, subscribe, or just come over here, and I am not selling any bathwater. Oh, and you can support us on Patreon. You will not get any bathwater for that. But you might be able to name a bike. Bye!